Yeah. If I die tomorrow, I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no serve. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
It's another Turkey Funky Tuesday. It's your boy Sebastian.
It's Law.
It's your boy Tom from across the hall. I haven't been here in quite a while.
I think we all haven't been here. Technically, we missed 2 Tuesdays, and it's been a minute.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It feels weird. It does feel weird. I will say it's like what's happening right now. Seabass threw me off so much with that. Honestly,
I wasn't paying attention, so there's that. So that's kind of what I did.
It's one of those things where you know you're expecting it, and each time it's so jarring, go ahead.
It's a slip of the tongue.
No, it's not. No, it's not. A slip of the tongue is when you mix up names. This is pre-planned chaos from the jump.
Yeah, we've been on one, Hugo. We apologize. But
what's up? What's up?
It has been a long time, my friend.
Hugo, yeah. It's been those type of days. You know how it goes. Technical Tuesdays. You got to figure out the stuff, adjust the settings, and it's been 2 weeks, so got to dust off the mic. How you guys been?
I'm good.
I went to North Carolina for the weekend. Really last minute, like super impromptu. I literally bought tickets the same week, like the day before.
You flew or you did the megabus?
I flew.
Oh, okay.
Were your arms tired?
Man, damn. Can't take this guy anywhere. You can't take this guy anywhere, man. What's up, Arelis? To see that you jumped on. What's going on?
We're not even like 3 minutes in, and I'm just so tired.
Hey, Arelis.
So tired. I can't.
You know you loved it.
I really don't. I really actually don't. I absolutely don't. You love it. Arelis, hello. Sorry I didn't get to do Arelis. There was the Arelis. Oh my god. All right. But yeah, my cousin hit me up last weekend and was like, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" And I was like, and she was like, "Do you want to help me babysit the munchkins and the fur babies, so I can take one of the munchkins to Sweden for a Taylor Swift concert?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." So they went to go see Taylor Swift. They had a blast. It was like con for Swifties apparently, because the whole hotel and like the surrounding area was just.
Where were they?
In not Stockholm, but like in Sweden.
Yeah. So it is just exponentially cheaper to fly to Europe and see this woman front row tickets like $100 something. Like. Literally to fly across country, get a hotel.
So for her daughter to fly, get the tickets, and have hotel and all the other arrangements, right? And to fly me down to North Carolina was cheaper than them just getting tickets in a U.S. venue. It's bonkers.
It is wild.
There was apparently a bunch of Americans there.
Yeah. No, that's what a lot of Americans are doing. That they were all just flocking to the Europe locations because it's just so much more accessible. Like they were showing like prices,
late stage capitalism, baby,
in thousands and thousands of dollars, and because of Ticketmaster.
Yeah. Ticketmaster sucks.
Ticketmaster is not regulated
because Taylor is selling the tickets at cost,
right?
But it's Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster can't like somehow prevent scalpers from scalping and like bots from botting. So like,
and they also have a lock with the venues, right? So Ticketmaster is the only Ticketmaster and Live Nation, I believe, and the Ticketmaster absorbed Live Nation, so it's only that one. And so like you can only go to specific, like you can only like they have locks on specific venues to sell tickets. It's and like they do it. It's ridiculous.
I'm not a Swiftie. They are a heavy Swiftie influence in our household, and they're trying to convert me, but unfortunately, it just doesn't stick. Or fortunately, however you want to see it.
It's good music.
I appreciate
I hear it all the time now.
So it's one of those things where my cousin was like, she's like she's a musical, like lyrical genius. Like she can write really well. And she's showing me like a lot of like the thoughts and effort that she puts into like her music videos and her lyrics and a lot of like the performance pieces. And I was like, I can appreciate it. It's not for me, but I can appreciate it. Right now I'm bumping Teddy Swims because Teddy Swims just dropped his like debut album, and then he was like, oh, by the way, I have like a 1.5 album with a little bit more extra, and I'm like, my man Teddy, let's go.
Yeah, so
Teddy Grams, go ahead.
Teddy Grams,
ignore him. Who else just what's her name, just dropped an album. Billie Eilish just dropped her third album.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I've heard Lunch. I've heard that, and I have a couple other songs, but Lunch is the only one that like is the hit that's coming off of that right now.
I haven't heard it, but I've heard like people talking about it. Like, yo,
it's a bop. It's good. It's about her awakening and finding love with women. It's a whole thing. Like she came out. I think she came out a couple months ago.
Yeah. Was it? I thought it was like a month or two ago now.
But anyway, so the song, she had said that Jackie was telling me that she had confirmed that the album was going to be about that awakening for her, which is cool. But the song is a bop, man. Listen to it. It's a good song. It's a good song. So
I've also I finished Invincible, which fuck you, Tone. Like I love it and I hate that I finished it because now I'm like I don't.
You want to relive it again? Yes.
Like I gotta just wait now. But
also, Dinosaurus is a madman.
Absolute madman.
Dinosaurus is so crazy.
Fucking diabolical. Like there's so many things I need to get into like full on conversations with you about.
Also, Robot, right? Did you not see that shit coming?
Oh. The writing was on the wall, and then it just became like fucking red ink fucking splatter. Like, oh, okay.
I'll be back. I gotta go check these brownies. I'll be right back.
Yeah. And then I have the Dropout subscription service. So that's Dimension 20, Game Changers, College Humor, all the shows that they have. And it's honestly the best $60 a year that I can ever spend. That shit has so much content and it's so fucking hilarious. Like I was just laughing all weekend long. And then I met Frim. I met our player Hoshino in person, which was super dope. He's like an hour out from my cousin, so that was super cool.
No, it's always cool to get to see everybody.
Yes, I finished the trade paperback. I had them downloaded on one of my apps that kind of just like stopped updating, but thankfully I had them downloaded to my phone for like me to read at some point. And then I was like, you know what? Let me start reading. I started reading sometime last week and got maybe like a few trade paperbacks in, like at the first 2 or 3. And then I think after the 3rd or 4th trade paperback, I want to say maybe the 5th, I was just locked in. Like I was just texting Tone going, dude, what's like, I'm over here just going like, what's happening? Why is this? Oh my God. Because Invincible does a really good thing. And I think the show modified some things to make it so that it's very like you're just getting bombarded with like shit. The books, if you're reading them in a trade, are literally like, oh, there's just stuff happening. There's just stuff happening.
You might back to Invincible?
Yeah. And like it just like stuff just keeps happening and happening and happening.
Well, I have a question about that. Did they in the trade, did they include the crossover he did with Spider-Man or no?
No. Because he went over there.
Yeah.
So
it was kind of cool they did that nod in the show.
Just the Image. It's just the Image comics.
So there's a lot of like they'll have like snippets of other comics that he's in, And occasionally they'll do like a mini, like not even a full one shot kind of deal, or they'll like have the asterisk reference of like go to this title if you want more.
I do love that because I picked up the Marvel team up where it's Invincible and Spider-Man, which I don't was pretty dope. He gets to meet the Avengers in this too, and just the whole thing about it. I'm glad they did a little bit of a nod to that in the show. That obviously they had to create their own character for licensing, but it was a good read, and it's cool that they incorporated that in there. So it's like it just flowed with the story perfectly.
I will say it's more reading sometimes than I want to read. Like there's a lot of dialogue and I'm like, yo, this is fucking exhausting. So I kind of had to like just speed read that and then just kind of just go, all right, I understand what's going on, the gist of it, whatever the case is, and keep it moving, because some of the dialogue was just like not so much like they're dumbing down their audience. They're expecting their audience to understand, retain knowledge, and have that kind of relationship where they're like, hey, this is the information you're going to need because this is going to be pertinent later, because every part of that series is connected.
It's very good.
Yeah,
it's Invincible.
It's so good. It's such a great read when you get into the Viltrumite War and like Viltrumite War and beyond. It's just hit after hit at that point.
Yeah. There's no way you put it down after Viltrumite War. Like there's literally no way that happens.
And you're like, how does this get better? It's like you have the Viltrumite War, and it's like, how does it get better?
How does it get better, and how does it get more bonkers? Because like I had a feeling about some stuff, and then I was just like, all right, maybe. And then like they either were close to what I thought or ran so far ahead that I was just like, oh, that is a fucking left field, whatever,
Yeah.
What's this? Dropout. So the guys from College Humor, or the whole crew from College Humor, formed Dropout TV, which is a subscription service because they had so much content they were banging out for like YouTube and whatnot, and it's all there. A lot of content. Like it would be like it would be so hard if you sat there and tried to literally watch all their content. I got through a bunch, but I also wasn't doing much this weekend other than babysitting. So I was able to get through a good chunk, but it's a lot of content, and for only $60, like it was so good. It's definitely worth the money for me. If you're just like looking for something that's not Critical Role, or you just like sketch comedy or whatever the case is, that kind of thing. But it was really funny, like a good bunch of laughs for sure. Seabass, I know you've been waiting. You went to your first con in a long time. It's well, let me not say first con in a long time. Specifically, your first con tabling in a long time.
It's definitely a first con tabling in a long time. So it was pretty cool going out to CradleCon this past weekend. Got to see a lot of people. So I reached out. So I want to give a big shout out to Seamus and his crew for hosting a great convention. The Revenge of the Nerds crew was there, and I don't know. It felt like one of those cons where the showrunner really wants to put something on for not just the people out there, but make sure that creators are enjoying themselves. Like kind of similar to like what we did with Inbeon, but it's like again, it's in the Cradle of Aviation Museum in Long Island. So I'm like, anybody who lives in the tri-state area, in the Long Island area, tri-state area, is definitely a great show to go to. If you're someone who's looking to vend, it's a great show to start with or just to make reoccurring. And there were just also a bunch of great people. As soon as I walked in, pretty much white glove treatment and everything to make sure he treats everybody the same way and all that. So it was pretty cool. But I do have some pictures. Let me know if you see them. Are they up?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, guess who I got to see there?
Raph, you saw our boy George. You saw the Cyph in the background.
Yep,
I don't know who that is next to Cyph.
That was George. That was George's other boy Omar. Okay. Jonathan, Ralph from Bit and Apple, George. George is also great, supportive of everything. It's always great seeing George in person, which he says, "Yo, when you guys coming out, it's like to you, Tone Law." And then let me know if this came up. Did this? Yep, just me and George holding the book. What's great, and again, I want to give George a big shout out because even when I first did Inbeon, which was my first con, this felt like going back to those steps, which I was glad I got to reach out to Seamus. And again, thank you again, Seamus. Thank you again to the Cradle Con crew. It felt like again being home. Great seeing everybody, and it felt like it was meant to be because George, again, first person to purchase my original comic Dead Planet, was there, purchased Concrete Kombat, and just giving the support that he does. And he does a lot for the indies and everything, man. Anybody who's like into indie comics and all that, you got to give your shout outs and support definitely George. So guys, make sure you take that website, getyourmeds.com. George Medina is awesome letterer, awesome writer. Created a great book, Wonder Duck, has a great YouTube series. So check it out. Everything George is at getyourmeds.com. Again, thank you, George, for everything. And again, Cheyenne came out too as well with cosplaying. That goes me and George. Yeah, George is really even me.
Wait, is she doing oh, there's two things she could be doing. One is like an Overwatch, or the other one is
I believe it's an anime. I don't know. It's she would definitely be able, but she was cosplaying.
Man, I feel like I know it. I feel like I know.
You
but
probably do. You probably do. But she was came through support, helped at the table a little bit.
Is that George?
Yeah, it's George.
Oh shit, he's a real person.
Yeah. Wow.
Hi guys.
What's up, homie?
I'm sorry I'm late.
All good. All
just
good.
Running in. I just put some soup on the stove for dinner because I'm eating late as well.
Settle in. It'll be good. We're still going through how our weekend was.
What kind of soup?
Sebastian taking us through his weekend.
Oh, just a quick Lipton, something quick and easy, nothing crazy.
Something salty.
Oh, where'd you go?
It was at CradleCon this weekend, so it got to vend for the first time since 2019. So yeah, the table looks a little sad. It has to be hooked up. So
there you go.
Definitely got to fix a lot of the signage and everything. But again, it was great getting back out there. Got to see Rich.
Nice.
What's crazy, Rich is great at marketing, and if you look at it, his shirt has his character plastered all over it. So he was definitely wearing clothing representing his characters. He's also got into what was cool is what is it royalty free DVD marketing. So royalty free videos, he had that there with marketing as DVDs to sell and everything, and did ad libs over them. So it was pretty cool. He had like a whole screen there. People were definitely, and he made his own, like you've seen it, Law. He made his own board game. And then finally, I only took one picture of a cosplayer that really stuck out to me this whole weekend. Let me go up. My man came in just as Sephiroth. He had one. Yep. He had one wing angel playing on the speaker too. I was like, this is just fantastic. I was like, dude, I gotta take a picture of this cosplay. It's fantastic. You did a great job. And then the long sword. The picture doesn't do the sword justice. It is very long. It is very long. And what was it? Someone reenacted the scene where how Sephiroth stabbed Tifa, but instead it was Aerith. I'm sorry, man. Confused.
Come on, what are you doing?
So Sephiroth stabbed Aerith. But it was Sephiroth being stabbed by Toga from My Hero Academy. Nice. So he was in the pose and everything. So no, it was great being at CradleCon. It was great vending and everything, and just being out there. And again, I want to give a big shout out to Seamus and his crew, because it was just, again, they made it very easy to transition right into getting back into that. And I may have some good news for convention in Jersey, so I'm just waiting to get the final notices, but nice. More will come once I get the.
If it happens, I will be with you, my friend.
Yes, this has been established. You catch me in Tone live in Meadowlands if it happens.
And the bear.
Nice.
Seabass, Tone, and the bear.
Also, happy belated to the Munchkin.
Yes, she is a mighty 7.
I don't like it. But give her a big hug for me and say happy birthday for me.
This is how you measure when you're getting old, is when your friends' kids are getting older and taller.
It's been all weekend for me.
And so Bear, he's finally allowed Jackie to style his hair. So now he is rocking the Thor, where you type the top of it back and it comes down. He's looking really good. We told you, instead of it looking like a mop, you can see his face.
Yep.
He's looking quite handsome. So it's good stuff.
Nice.
Oh, speaking of Sephiroth, I finally beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Wow.
I got 140 something hours in it. I still got extra things to do, but I need to transition to Destiny since the new expansion comes out in 2 weeks.
I have beaten Fallout 3 to completion where I feel like I want to beat it. There's still like 1 or 2 achievements that I could get, but I couldn't be bothered. And then there's a lot of other achievements where it's like you have to play you're either neutral or you have to play evil, and I'm like,
alignment.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fallout, Val, did you finish Fallout?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I'm really interested to see where it goes after this. I was not expecting that the mom was she was a ghoul, and with the lady, apparently they have that going on. I was expecting the father to be somewhat fucked up in some way. Yes. I did not expect. Now I understand why our ghoul is doing what he's doing. He's looking for his family. It was very interesting to see the different bolts going into Bolt 4, and the guy with the nose on his forehead, and the Cyclops, and now it's starting to piece together, and you're like, oh, I see. So they're all pretty much experiments, and then finding out that Bolt 33.
Hank, one of Bud's buds.
Oh yes. Bolt 33 with the guy, the brain, and then them all just being from the actual surface and just extended time. So they've been alive for a very long time. They just come out when they're ready. And homegirl who was pregnant, is definitely one of them. Psycho. I wonder what the experiment will be in that, now that they're switching over to that one. It's weird, but very good, very good. Better than I expected it to be.
I'm very curious to see, now that like you've all seen it and you don't have any context for Vegas, and I'm the only one with Vegas context, what you guys are gonna look forward to for the next season, because essentially we're looking at that open landscape of post events of New Vegas. So I'm like, oh, are they gonna like?
What do you think? Is the CEO gonna be there? Who did he upload himself? Right? Is that what it is?
So yes, but it really depends on the ending that you got, and the ending.
There's a canon ending.
There is a canon ending.
Wait, is more than one ending? I don't understand.
Yeah,
it's one of those games
that does. It's one of those games where whatever your decisions make determine an ending for your game, but then
you're talking about the game, not the show.
Yeah.
So the CEO isn't just a robot. No, a different CEO. The CEO of Robco is he takes refuge in Vegas.
What was super funny was when he tried to stab him with something, and he's like, "Wait, no, you're supposed to stay right there. No,
come here, come closer."
I'm like, what the? This is so stupid.
It's funny because that's the guy who tried to what was it in the past? He was like the super fan, tried to sell him.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, so that's what happened to you, buds. Okay. And then the father.
Yep.
When they did it, I was like, oh, so you do have ties with the family. That's it's just it. That last episode, those last two, I was like, okay, all right, it's, and I kind of like what I did is for the show, I saw like the different vaults. That's why it's like I knew they were all like different experiments, and it's like, does they have a videos like the different vaults and what experiments they did? It's pretty fucked up what that board.
There's a lot of like,
oh my god,
there's ones that are like, okay, just normal, whatever, like this experiment, and then there's like, it immediately goes from like, oh, that's not too bad, to, oh, this is severely fucked up, like really quick.
I know, but they started saying some really crazy shit when they were planning on it.
Not that we're aware of.
Yeah,
but if he can't get out and he can't eat, He's probably gonna have to.
What was it? There was the vote that they.
Well, I mean, well, his sister will probably come, and she's probably gonna do something.
Sister's
She's
going after dad.
Going after dad. She ain't going back to 33.
Yeah.
In her mind, 33 is pseudo okay.
Yeah, like they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know what her brother knows.
And then, no, she doesn't.
No.
On top of that, she don't know what she knows.
Right. So that's the thing. So she knows that her father and a few other people are there. She doesn't know who, and she doesn't know like Betty is now like leading and all the other stuff.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how our ghoul got separated from his wife and daughter, and whether or not there was a separation because he didn't agree with what the wife was doing. Was it intentional? Was it planned that way? Did she force him?
Well, we would essentially have to see what happened when they left that party, because essentially
remember he had his
got on that horse.
Right. They literally
because he was with his daughter when the bombs dropped.
Yeah, the bombs
and
dropped
they did it themselves.
Yeah.
And he knew.
So
which is interesting. Like he knew she was gonna do that, and yet but he didn't know.
But I don't think he knew when.
No.
And it's interesting that she would let that rock when she knows her daughter and husband is out there.
She probably I would say that she was confident enough that like she can get her daughter back, and probably doesn't have enough pull. Like she's at the table, but it feels like she's at the table like, okay, cool, you earned your place here, but we're not gonna like give you authority. This is just a title. They basically Anakin'd her.
Remember, when she looked up, there was someone sitting there watching their meeting.
Yeah.
So that's the person who was definitely pulling the strings.
Yeah.
But
and then they started doing some thinking crazy. It was just crazy.
Bonkers.
Well, and then they came back
to
the surface.
It was a good show.
I'm glad you like it. Speaking of season 2s, we have a couple of nerdy announcements that Hawkeye season 2 got announced. We're definitely getting that in the works. They have greenlit and shown images of new Geralt from Wish.
Oh God. Wish
Geralt. Wish. I'm actually going to. I'm going to watch
Geralt of Wishvia.
From Wishvia. Oh my God.
Listen, we have to give
the first picture you guys showed, that was not real. That wasn't him at all. But the second one, the first picture was not him. The second one is him.
Which one? The one was definitely a stunt double. One in our Discord is told. Who gives a oh my God. You know what? That's how bad it is. You know Henry Cavill didn't have no goddamn stunt double.
I will speed run. John Wick spinoff film centered on Donnie Yen's Kane officially in the works.
That's gonna be good.
We got a trailer for the new Dune Prophecy series. So that'll be
good.
That'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be very interesting because Warner Brothers and HBO are capitalizing on Dune. However, Denis is not involved with this. And this prequel series is not from the original author. It is from his son and whoever took. And there is, and in the fan base, people are not big fans of the work that Frank Herbert's son has been doing.
Interesting.
So they are capitalizing on the Dune wave with this prequel. Now, if it's good, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But that just kind of giving you some like heads up that like it is not written by Frank Herbert. Like it is not.
Okay.
He wrote 6 and then died, and that was it.
We got our first trailer for the new Lord of the Rings season, which looks amazing.
That looks like a lot of fun.
But not to be outdone, House of Dragon dropped the trailer the same day and said, "Hold my fucking beer."
I haven't seen that trailer, but I know what's going to happen.
So it's going to be so goddamn good.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch season 1.
I need to rewatch season 1 too. When does that season premiere?
It's June.
Ooh, I gotta watch it ASAP.
It's June. It's coming back, and then we got the trailer for Berserk: The Black Swordsman to come out in 2025, which will be interesting to see.
An announcement that Natasha Lyonne, if you know, you know, she's from everything, but she's joined the MCU's Fantastic Four movie in a mystery role.
So we haven't talked about any of those new castings. So first of all. the voice for Galactus is going to be on point. Have you heard that man speak?
Who is he?
I forgot. Okay, I forgot the name of the actor. You can look him up.
Okay.
His name is. Wait.
Where is it? I know I posted it.
Some guy.
Ralph Ineson. Ralph Ineson. Yo, like, listen, I was down for Javier Bardem to be Galactus because that's what the rumors were. Then they casted Ralph.
Oh, no, I know who he is.
His voice for Galactus when he comes in to take what's his.
He's in a yeah. I was gonna say
he's in Game of Thrones.
He's in Game of Thrones.
He's in Game of Thrones season 2. He's the first mate for Theon. That's him. That's how you know him if you know him in person. He's the Green Knight in the A24 movie, The Green Knight, and he plays a number of voice characters. He's most recently known as Sid in Final Fantasy 16. But he has such a booming voice. So him as Galactus is going to be menacing, and I can't wait.
Okay.
And then John Malkovich. Everyone is hoping John Malkovich is Herbie. That's what everyone wants him to be, the robot.
Okay.
It's okay. Technical Tuesday.
Yeah, they want him to be the robot that's in, like, in the picture they have. They want
that would be hilarious. Him being Herbie. I could see John Malkovich pulling that off.
Although Natasha could be Herbie too, because Natasha also has that voice.
I don't want her to be Herbie. It'd be nice to see maybe Alicia Masters.
They're not gonna waste. They're not gonna waste John Malkovich as Herbie.
That wouldn't be a waste. That would be a waste. Also, he's done roles for less. Like, come on.
He's done roles for less. He was Galbatorix in fucking Aragon, okay? Like, he's done roles for less.
They officially dropped a date. They officially dropped a date for Mortal Kombat 2. Right now. Okay.
This was good, right? Val?
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, I froze for a second. Am I back? Am I back?
Yeah.
No? Am I not back yet?
Eldest was good, right?
Eldest was fucking great. Yeah. That fight scene is very. Can you guys?
It's like I'm like Eldest is gonna just lit it, like waiting for a response, and it's like 2 seconds of silence.
Sorry, it's. My Chrome is. I'm gonna have to like reset because Chrome is being a bitch right now. Yeah. I can't even open another window.
Absolutely right. You go. Absolutely right. We don't know how much time it was between that meeting and the bomb drop.
This is true.
I'm also loving all the Deadpool reveals right now. All the trailers that they're doing. Him and
I'm staying away from them.
Those are
no. They're not revealing anything. They're just having fun. There's one where
there is a slight chance, unless I go see it in Florida, I may not see it for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Oh shit! Really?
So like, no, not 2 weeks. It'll be a week.
When does it come out?
It comes out the 26th of July or something like that.
Oh no, I'm seeing that. We're seeing that shit.
So it's one of those things. So it's one of those things.
We're seeing that shit.
I fly to Florida like the day before it drops, so I might just be able to see it in Florida. But I think I have my when we leave port for the cruise is early, so I might not be able to see it that whole week that we're on the cruise. I'll just see it when I get back. But on the upside, because I'll barely have my phone on me, like doing anything, I'll be spoiler free.
Nice.
That'll work.
Speaking of releases, if you haven't seen it yet, Dune 2 is now on Hulu and HBO Max as of today.
Yes, that's right.
So I finally get to watch it, and we can finally discuss it. Very excited to find
that went streaming quickly, I think.
Yeah, not quicker than Fall Guy.
Not quick. Wait, Fall Guy, the Ryan Gosling movie?
Fall Guy's already.
It's already on.
Is it not good?
It's a
Prime Demand.
It's already available for. Yeah, it's really available for renting now. But
really,
the reviews aren't bad. I think what happened was, there's a number of people who have said like theaters are just dying at this point, and I mean it's kind of true. And they're just trying to like cover cost of the movie.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, depending on where you're at, right? Like we've got like me and Seabass where we're at. We've got there's 2 major theaters by the closest to us. And you've got the cheap theater, which we can see like all the bullshit. And then you got the IMAX theater, which has all the which is when you go like pay for the movie theater experience.
Good shit.
Right.
And then we have a drive-through, which is cool. The drive-through is cool. That's more of a nostalgia thing, so people go to that, so that stays around. But like, I don't blame people saying the movie theaters are dying, especially in like areas where we live versus like the bigger cities.
Right.
Right. Like, like the Chinese theater in LA isn't going to close. Like, that's just iconic, so like those things will stay open, but then you've also, then you've got the which one? Didn't the one in White Plains close? The city center?
Not White Plains.
No,
the 161, no?
The 161, the Whitestone, the Whitestone one.
Whitestone's
been closed for years, though.
Oh, not the Whitestone. I'm not thinking of the Whitestone.
One at 161.
No, there was another one that is in Yonkers or in Westchester that closed or is closing.
That's the city center.
Yeah,
in White Plains
too. It is city center. Oh shit.
Because New York City's still around, I think. New York City's still around.
Yeah.
New York's
Bay Plaza's
still around because
that's
Plaza's
easy.
still
Bay
around.
Plaza was easy.
The Alamo, I think, closed it down.
Alamo, no.
No, they didn't. Alamo's still good.
The one in Yonkers.
Yeah, I just went there to go see the
hold on. Oh, speaking of Alamo, remember we went to the Alamo like right before COVID?
We saw My Hero.
We saw My Hero like in March, right before.
I remember.
And we ate in there. Like,
we had a party in my house.
First of all, I enjoy the Alamo. What's wrong with that?
No,
we went literally like before COVID was announced to the world.
A week before New York shut down.
Yeah, before COVID like took over New York, we went to the Alamo and we were like, "Oh shit!"
So this is the timeline. A week before the world shut down in New York, we went to the Alamo to go see My Hero Academia the movie, and we had a party at my house playing beer pong. Drinking beer.
It was like 20 fucking people in CMS's apartment.
So sharing the germs while everybody's getting sick and dying.
No, it was before then. It was when everyone thought it was the flu.
Right. It was before they were like, "Hey, this is a global, worldwide pandemic." Like
everyone in the United States later, New York shut down. Okay. And a week later, we got the first case from that person in White Plains.
This was the first case.
No, we already had cases.
Yeah, the first case from the.
We didn't really shut down until NBA was like.
They shut down. They shut down New Rochelle first. Yeah. So New Rochelle, because I remember I was doing Uber, and a lot of us who were doing Uber and Lyft, who were picking up passengers, were avoiding New Rochelle. And then a week later, the whole city shut down.
And it was so wild when the sports shut down, because that's how you knew this shit was legit.
Yep.
When the NBA.
That's when my job shut down. It was 2 days after the NBA did. They was like, oh nah, that's it.
I had business execs because in White Plains, New York, you had a lot of business execs that would fly in and out for meetings and everything. I had them in the back of when I was doing Uber and Lyft, talking about how they had to switch everything to remote and how they would just pretty much. So I was hearing them prep everything before the whole. They're like, yeah, we think they're gonna shut down this. We're gonna. Well, it's not gonna be anything. It's a. Oof. How many years later? Yeah, we were talking about it at the con. I was like, yeah, like damn, I haven't seen you since when? It's like, damn, before the world shut down. It's just like everybody's like, yeah.
In the before times.
It is definitely.
So Seabass was at the con this weekend. What did you guys do for the weekend? Did I miss that?
You missed that.
You missed that.
I was.
Okay.
What did you do for the weekend, Val?
Sorry.
Yeah, what did you do? Don't worry about us.
Oh, okay. Let me think real quick. I got my nails done.
Nice.
That's the thing, right?
Love that for you.
I paid for my driving classes. Starting in a couple weeks, I'll be starting my driving classes, which I'm really excited about.
Nice. When did you get your permit?
Yes. I have had my permit since I was 17.
I don't know. No judgment here. No, in all seriousness, like you can just re-up your permit. Like, I really don't know because
no, you still gotta take the test. But
also,
so I don't have.
You lived in New York.
Have to redo my permit out here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I didn't have to redo my permit out here because I already had a permit. I can use that; it's valid.
Nice.
I thought I had to get my permit out here to do it, and when I was reading into it, they were like, "Nah, you can just use your New York one." I was like, "Oh, even better." So that worked out. What else did I do? Oh, I finished Wheel of Time. I finished Spider-Man
14?
2, I got it 100%. Huh?
You finished? You got
The
through
show.
14 through audiobooks?
The show.
Oh, I was
The
about to
season
say
of
what?
what the hell?
There's 14 books.
Yo, Toad was
No, I
about to
did
lose
not.
his
No,
mind.
no. No, the
She's like, where
show
do you
Wheel of
find
Time. I
five
finished
minutes?
season 2. Um, I 100%ed out Spider-Man 2.
Nice.
I'm doing the New Game Plus now and trying to get all of it, but we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to stick to that.
What you guys
What
get
else did I
watching
do?
TV yesterday?
What?
Oh, we had a great conversation yesterday. Hugo was there. We so we did it was like I don't know if it's a game show kind of thing, but it was women questions. We were asking 3 guys questions about women that we would think they would know. So, for example, what is a NuvaRing?
It's birth
Does anyone
control.
know? Okay. Does a woman have to take out her tampon to pee?
No. Wait, that's a real question that you had to ask 3 guys?
Yeah. Or what are you picking up? It was some funny shit.
Fair enough.
What are you picking
you
up?
You read enough BuzzFeed and you realize dudes are idiots.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of that.
We were like, what are you picking up if your girlfriend sends you to get some wispies?
The fuck is a wispy?
I don't know what a wispy is unless that's supposed to be pads or
tampons.
But
if you say wings, like with wings, then they're doing the challenge of like, oh, look at my boyfriend, he bought me pads and like chicken wings. I grew up with 3
I don't
sisters.
know. I've never heard of that.
Growing up with 3 sisters, I know a lot of these answers, but I have no idea what that is.
It's lashes.
Okay, so I've never
been asked. Wait,
contouring. That's contouring is when you do makeup. You do makeup and you're using the shadow to shape your face. Kim Kardashian and Mario.
Good.
A lot of this stuff I know because I have sisters, but like wispies, I would have never known because I don't think my sisters have done. My sisters have done lashes.
That they didn't know, and it was quite hilarious. Some of the stuff they thought certain things were. Some of it had to do with makeup. Some of it had to do like what is BV?
BV? Like BV? I don't know.
Yeah, like
I've also
the letter B and V.
Nope.
You've never heard of it. Huh.
It would say beverage,
vitamins.
I don't know. What is the slang for BV?
I mean, like I would have to hear it in context.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
It's a medical thing. Oh.
I don't know. It's an I've never heard.
Behind Vaseline.
BV.
Wait, what? Val, you need to go off camera because I can't hear you.
She's
frozen. I'm sorry.
What is BV?
Chrome is being an asshole today. Bacterial vaginosis, and it's literally something that women can get from anything, even dirty penis.
Just sounds so bad when you say
As
BV.
a barber, I love this, and the men's cams is the perfect evolution of beard growth. Technically, it would be tone. That's a V.
I see.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that's it's a okay, but see, like whenever that's fine. I've never heard of that term. I've heard of like you getting it like yeast infection and
all those
things. Yeast infection is part of that, but bacterial vaginosis is a different level. It's an actual bacteria that's different from yeast infections, but it's usually
the more you know.
I've never gotten past that one.
Right.
Yeah. It's usually something that you guys give us, kind of thing. And it's a bad reaction.
I mean, so listen, y'all want to stay on a forest with a bear instead of a random dude. I don't blame you.
I understand that.
I don't blame you. Don't blame you.
There was a lot of questions like that, like stuff about women, reproductive organs, makeup, things that women have to do or go through on a daily basis. And guys have no idea. No idea. We either.
I mean, I admit it. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
And I'm married.
It was a very interesting show.
I think that's funny.
I mean, to be fair, Sebastian, while you are married, you didn't grow up with girls in your house all the time. I mean, neither did Seabass. So, like,
no,
I mean, neither did Tone.
But it gets to the point.
It gets to
a point that you gotta
know certain things.
You gotta know certain things, especially if like you are attracted to the opposite sex and you want to do things. You should know things.
There are things you pick up.
Yeah,
you should just know. And
there's a lot of guys that don't care to know. That's the problem, and that was kind of like. They don't care to know. It's like, fuck does that matter to me? And it's like, it would be important because those little things you pay attention to matter to us. You know?
But you have some dudes who can't even go.
It was an interesting thing.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, we were saying you guys should know, like, what is a gua sha?
I don't know. Are you pronouncing it right?
It sounds like a vegetable.
I don't know what that is. I've also never heard of that.
GUASHAH, 2 separate words. Gua sha.
Gua sha?
Yeah.
Bless you.
Nope.
I want to say.
Do you know what this is?
A retainer?
Nope.
No.
It's something to.
That's a bit of asshole. I don't know. I don't know. I never.
Is it tape?
I had a feeling it was a shape of face. I had a feeling I was gonna.
Fuck. You know what it is? It's like you see the tools, but you don't know the names.
So I don't think of that. I know what a roller is. Like the ceramic rollers that the ceramic or jade rollers. You put those in the fridge. Too. I know what that is.
You see,
I know what that is.
You see them on the desk. Don't know the names.
Yeah.
I showed them with paint tools.
These are little things. So it was just a really interesting conversation, and 3 men, how little they knew, and there were some things that they did get. I just can't remember them all, but it was good. Like we asked, what is pampering?
Wait, what?
What?
Pampering.
Pampering?
Is it like a brand of?
No, pampering.
Pampering.
It's a brand. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, brand of like tampons, Tampons, or something like that. Isn't it what it is?
No.
Or
nope.
What is it? Underwear or something like that? Like for.
Nope.
I've heard of it.
All right, what is it? I'm gonna buy a vowel.
Okay. It is medication for menstrual cramps.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've heard of it.
I never heard. I've never had to get, but it's usually for it's
Midol.
usually
Midol,
Midol, Tylenol.
Yeah, pampering is a version. It's like Midol.
Okay.
Like cranberry pills, like like all that type of stuff. Like yeah. But I never heard of that brand. Pampering.
Okay. Yeah. More you learn.
So that's kind of what it was about yesterday. It was an interesting conversation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was fun.
Gonna have to hack the chat again and
let's see.
I mean, Hugo. I don't know if he's still here, but Hugo was in the chat talking a lot, and it was interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I've so other things I have going on. So I bought my car.
Congrats.
Nice.
Car's bought, so I got
it's
the same car I had, but I bought it out. I bought the lease out, so it's now with my credit union. They bought it out. Actually, the title came in today, so I need to re-register it before I go to Florida.
Nice. That's the fun stuff.
That. We have I'm in the process of installing our new HVAC system, so we can be comfortable in the house. Because the current HVAC system is 20 fucking years old, and
listen, it worked for when it worked. It was a good.
Bro, you were in the basement. You.
Listen,
like,
I'm not that. I was down there like a fucking polar bear. It was great.
You're underground, dude.
Oh,
I'm in the basement right now. It's like the temperature variation from my basement to the middle to the top. It's obnoxious. It's obnoxious. Anyway, so we're getting our new HVAC system. I found there's a couple programs to help finance it. So that's going to be happening in 2 weeks. So that's fun. And that's all. And then we just recently purchased a family thing for bowling. because there's a bowling alley we go to that the kids always have birthday parties at, like their friends have birthday parties at, and
there's a
thing called Kids Bowl for free.
Hello.
So kids under 14.
Hey,
Michelle.
Hey, what's up, Michelle? Kids under 14 get to bowl for free at participating bowling alleys, which is cool. You just sign them up, and then they get 2 free games a day. And then they have a family pack, which you can add 4 adults to. So we purchased that. So it's me, Jackie, Seabass, and Jesse. We get 2 free games. It was like $40. So it's for the summer. So we just need to go bowling one more time, and it pays for itself.
Oh, we're gonna get to toss some balls.
All right.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So that's just looking for new activities and fun stuff. Also, Val, did you see that new Lord of the Rings Lego set, the Castle of Barad-dûr? Have you seen it?
I have
Oh my
not.
God, it's fucking beautiful.
I've been avoiding it because I am gonna buy it, and I don't want to buy it because I don't know where to put it.
It's beautiful. Like
is it massive?
It's massive. It's
oh,
and
fuck,
they did the Lego. They did a Lego. Like the Eye of Sauron is in there. It's fucking perfect. it's like because they dropped Rivendell last year, and that was a perfect set, and they still haven't gotten that one yet. And then they dropped this one like a couple days ago. It's gorgeous. It's so beautiful.
While you guys nerd out about this, we're gonna go through the last few that we missed in the 2 weeks that we're out.
Go for it.
Nick Cage officially cast in Spider-Man Noir live action series. Can't wait for that. That's gonna be fun. Fucking fantastic. Ironheart was confirmed for 2025, and
as
they
a movie,
TV show,
probably a TV show. Agatha All Along set for September 18th. I'm not as excited as everyone else. Or maybe with the same.
I like her as an actress, so we'll watch it.
Yeah, like I'll watch it, but I'm not like, oh, I needed an Agatha show.
I didn't need an Agatha show, but I'll watch Catherine Hahn.
Right. Mortal Kombat 2 releases October 24th, 2025.
Hopefully
I don't know.
That's better.
I hope so, but I'm
instead
not
instead of my man having fucking plot armor, literally having plot armor as his specialty.
And then lastly,
Michelle showing you love, Val.
Love the background.
Val is so star of the show. Thank you. I love you.
And lastly, one of my favorite announcements, they finally got the casting for the rest of the Endless for the Sandman season 2. And it'll be in Sandman season 2. It says coming soon.
It's been how many years since season 1?
You're saying it like it's been like 2 or 3 years at this point.
I think it has, sir.
Hold on.
I think it has.
I think it's been like 2 years.
Okay, you wanna why? Obi-Wan Kenobi was 2 years ago. The Kenobi show was 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, and that show was definitely before Kenobi.
Exactly.
2022.
Wow.
2 years.
Okay.
Oh no.
But for a production that big, like it came out August 5th, 2022. Like if it comes out this year about August or whenever it comes out, like I'm not mad. Take all the time in the world. I saw the production of part 1 or season 1, and fuck it, I would take it if it took 3 years. But yes, they announced the rest of the cast for the Endless, all of Dream's brothers and sisters, and fuck, the casting looks good. But apparently they said coming soon, so I'm expecting there to be
I don't know if they're gonna do that for Agatha.
That'll be bold. I think what
that'd be a very interesting
with the FF, from what they said, it's actually going to take place not in the MCU.
It makes sense,
and it's going to be in its own contained thing, but they're still going to be incorporated in the MCU somehow, since we are doing the multiverse war. But it's pretty interesting the path that they said they're going on, and the world of the MCU the world of the Fantastic Four. They said, Michelle, is going to be more like set up in the 60s, but like a futuristic 60s.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, probably going to do something different.
This is true.
Yeah,
that's true. That is true.
She can, and it could be pulled through that she could either cross over, because with the whole thing with the multiverse saga that they're looking to do right now, obviously Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine is going to definitely lead more stuff with the multiverse. since we're seeing a lot of stuff in the trailers. Don't know where Agatha is going to fit with that, especially since now, even with Wanda able to cross through in the multiverse, who knows where they're going to go with that. But it would be interesting to see how and what they do. And I know that they've been very tight-lipped about the Fantastic Four of what they really want to do, only because Fox failed so many times with the Fantastic Four.
I just don't see them. I think, and we can talk about this when we talk about X-Men. And obviously, we're going to talk about X-Men when Val is like able to be connected. And if we have to wait, then we'll wait. But I think Disney is going to be taking a step back in this whole figuring out what their TV situation is. And so I don't know if they're going to use the Fantastic Four, which we've been waiting for years since the Fox thing, and bring them into a TV show proper, and really just like
I don't think
use the TV show and like. This will be, I think this is like the next upcoming TV show we're getting that's going to be under that banner of Marvel Television. And like ideally they run it, because I've been watching a bunch of stuff. People like saying like running it like an actual TV show instead of a movie chopped up into 6 pieces.
Well, what they wanted to do with the TV shows, and they tested it with Echo, was that they want to create shows where people can just jump in and enjoy without having to know the whole bigger picture. And obviously there's going to be little nuggets of stuff that they're going to do just to, help with those who are like watching all the stuff on the big screen. It was smart that Marvel took a step back to really push back a lot of their productions. Like Captain America wasn't doing well with test audiences. They said it's now doing better with, rumors are that they cut out the Serpent Society stuff from the next Captain America movie, and that they're really going for a spy thriller similar to what they went with Captain America Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Still no too much words on Thunderbolts, and with the release schedule that Disney now is working with Marvel, the release schedule is going to be less movies and less shows, so to streamline things, because again, when you look at that first season of movies and shows that dropped after Disney Plus was launched, it was great. It's that second roll of stuff. I believe that was the stuff that was approved on the Chapek, and it just became too convoluted. So now they're just really like, okay, let's revamp the stuff.
They admitted it.
Yeah,
they admitted it. Like it was too much. It was too much. Like you're putting it was too much content and putting yourself in too many movies, too many shows coming out per year, and you start just diluting the content.
What even goes back to what Hemsworth said. He feels like, when they did with Thor, he goes, even though he had a great time, he feels they lean too much into comedy, and he feels bad of how that movie came out. I mean, obviously he wasn't the director.
That's not his fault, though. Like
fault.
he didn't write
it. Wasn't his fault.
He did what he was told to do, right? Like, and I think like that's just like, I like funny Thor. I think Chris Hemsworth is really great. Like Chris Hemsworth really found his Thor in Thor 3. Like we liked him in Thor 1 because he was really funny and ridiculous in Thor 1. Thor 2 sucked just because it sucked, and then he really found, like, Taika and him really found something in the character of Thor.
But I think
we didn't go that next step.
I think it did, but it did in Endgame. Like what we saw in everyone was like, "Oh, Fat Thor." I was like, no, that was like a perfect character growth thing.
Yeah,
where by the time we got to this new one, they just were like, oh, we're gonna go back instead of forward.
And I don't think it wasn't even much as going back. They just didn't move him forward from that recovery phase of where he was at, because he was he left with the Guardians and everything to try to refine himself, and then from there it just
are equally excited for Deadpool and Wolverine over here.
Yeah,
that stuff he learned from his mom. Like it felt like the lesson he got from his mother went into Endgame and he got it. But then, like you're saying, it just didn't translate over into
Love and Thunder originally was supposed to be that Valkyrie was supposed to be looking for her queen. That was how the movie was heavily advertised.
I remember at Comic-Con, they had Tessa say that at the panel,
and it never did. And she got really regulated to a whole side character,
which sucks because Tessa's a great actress and Valkyrie's such a dope fucking character.
Yeah.
And even with bringing Natalie Portman back to play her version of Thor.
To then kill her.
Yeah. It really So the movie.
I mean, we kind of knew it was gonna happen because of the storyline that they were using,
I know,
but like
a lot of it. So I'm just gonna
unless they bring her
a
back.
lot of it was the director. It was the director. He had an interview that had came out after that saying that I was just doing these movies just to make money and all that.
Taika?
Taika really threw the movie under the bus.
He was like, yo,
all of them
I
are just that
check.
one.
The ones he did.
It was just the ones he did. You said I just needed a check. So it's like you did all that work with Ragnarok, did the great job with Ragnarok.
Honestly,
it's like,
give me the Russo brothers. I just want them back in the helm.
No, but they're not.
They're not. It's you have
it's
to.
It's so disappointing.
But the thing is that you have to bring in new directors that are going to they're going to have the same love. And Taika didn't have that love in that movie. The goat joke was too long. You wasted gore. You cut out scenes that you said would never ever make it to a director's cut, which pissed me off. Because I'm like, what is the purpose of filming these scenes if you're not good? And on top of that, you kind of wasted Zeus. You introduced Hercules.
Hold up.
There's a lot.
Hold up. But you also got to realize too that with the MCU is that the MCU has this shit all planned out.
Yeah,
it has it all planned out. Feige has this whole thing planned out. They were always going to do this. And the whole thing when you jump into the MCU is that you come in, you do everything on green screen, they fix everything in post, and you have a script, and that's it. And you fucking do it.
Well, that was the other problem.
And like that's been Marvel's.
The villains don't make it out alive,
and they don't make it alive. And that's been Marvel's like thing. Well, that's been their formula for like a good majority of these movies.
Well, if you think about it, they. I'm just reading so this is just my theory of what happened because
I agree, Michelle.
Yeah, Endgame was perfect ending of movies.
And Taika literally took what they gave him, and he directed it. Because like it's like we can put the blame on Taika, but you also like because Marvel's so in control, they are to blame for Love and Thunder.
I don't think that I don't think that they were too much to blame on it because they gave him the movie, he ran what he did, and he didn't have the cuffs like they were doing with the previous movies before. Because again, they thought Ant-Man was going to do well. They pulled people from doing specific graphics because that was a big complaint about people being pulled from major graphics. Because if you look at Thor, Love and Thunder, the graphics look horrible in some of the scenes.
And they didn't kill Scott.
Yeah, and then also too, they should have killed him. But also too, or
Hank Pym. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
But the whole complaint came down to this because I don't think they were keeping track of a lot of these guys because they came through when the strike happened and they saw what was going on with Daredevil. It was like, no, we got to start from scratch.
Thank you, Michelle.
They fired a bunch of people. And so this is why we have this whole thing now.
I don't know.
What are we talking about right now? What did I come into?
We're just talking about MCU stuff because we're not going to talk X-Men until your connection's legit.
I think I'm back. My computer did a random ass restart and is giving me some pop-ups that I don't need right now. I'm gonna have somebody look at this shit. Fudge.
So since you were back and we're in MCU, what do we want to talk about then, Val?
X-Men 97.
All right.
I'm so excited about this. Whew. Let me get okay.
I'm
First of all, guys,
for everything that's happened in the show.
This is.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just have to say. This is more than just nostalgia. This is amazingness. This was great writing. This was great artwork. This was fucking fantastic.
We didn't deserve this. We didn't deserve this at all.
It was so good. It doesn't make sense how good it was.
Did you cry at the last episode?
I cried like this was like a Game of Thrones for me. Like I was super emotional throughout the entire fucking series except for episode 6.
I watched it on the flight down, and then I told my cousin, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch it tonight." I was like, "You should wait and just
this show
don't do it on the flight."
So I had my event. The one I texted you if you were coming down, right? And you said you weren't feeling good. So that was the night the episode 9 came out when Magneto did the nuclear option. So I'm literally watching in my hotel. I'm like, oh man, this is good. And then like you see it happen, you see him stab Magneto, and then like Magneto does this thing, and you're like, and it's like, oh shit, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do it?
Do it.
They're gonna fucking do it. And then they end the episode with Wolverine just looking all fucked up and adamantium and lick. And I'm like audibly in my hotel. I'm like, oh shit!
I literally was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I was like, this show, man. We don't deserve this fucking cartoon. Like, you know, like they were just so like, good. We don't care if we never like. Bodemaya was like, I'm gonna do the best goddamn X-Men show ever. I'm gonna pull every.
We need to hire him back.
For real.
He wrote season 2, so he did write season 2. I don't know if they're gonna bring him back. We don't know. I know apparently we don't know what the real reasons were. There are rumors that he had an OnlyFans. He was originally on. I don't know if you knew this. He was on the writing team for The Witcher. And I.
Now, Fro.
Wait, was that me?
Did I freeze?
So I don't know if he got kicked off The Witcher.
Oh, okay.
I'm frozen.
You're back now, but you froze like for a good minute.
Damn. What was the last thing you heard?
If he got fired from The Witcher.
Yeah, he got fired from The Witcher. Like, there's a bunch of stuff on the internet about like how he threw them under the bus and saying how they weren't following the books, that he was kind of a dick on The Witcher. But we don't know what happened aside from maybe everyone's assuming it's the OnlyFans things is why he was just kicked off. Like, that's what the main assumption is. But because he created this and we'll see how season 2 does because he did write it. I think he was involved with season 2 and they finished recording.
Honestly, I'm just waiting for this version of Gambit now.
Oh my God. I can't wait.
I'm just waiting now that
I'm waiting for fucking Onslaught.
We it felt like it was a bait and switch. Like we all thought Onslaught was gonna be the reveal at the end, and then they swapped it for Apocalypse, and this Onslaught's coming later.
I think Onslaught's
still coming. I don't think Onslaught's still coming.
This is the creation of Onslaught. I know. Too much for them not to give us Onslaught later.
Like we said, this whole season they were like, we're going to give you every story and plant the seed for it so that we can do it later. Like they were like, we're gonna throw it all on the line for this season so that like next season we could do this and the next season we could do that and then we're just gonna keep it cooking.
We're essentially getting like
you know what'll be fucked up if they use, because everybody remembers the whole story of Onslaught, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody remembers the aftermath of the story, right? There was the Heroes Reborn universe and there was the Heroes Return universe, where Heroes Reborn was Franklin Richards taking the heroes and putting them in a pocket universe, thinking that everybody thought they died. A pocket dimension, thinking that they had died. And then they returned back to the main MCU in Heroes Return. Wouldn't it be funny? And again, this is just, you know, again, this is probably not going to happen, but wouldn't it be funny that the whole MCU that they write it in, that was the whole pocket universe, and have them return back to bring back the X-Men? Yeah, I mean, if you really play around with it like that, since we're going with the whole multiverse theory and everything, because you can do that, and especially with Onslaught, who was an Omega level threat who would potentially have killed the whole Marvel universe, with the exception of the X-Men, who had to be blamed for the aftermath, hence Operation Zero Tolerance and all that has started happening after that.
It'll be interesting because like all this stuff is happening in the 90s essentially, right? Because you have T'Chaka as Black Panther, but you've got Tony Stark, because that's Tony. I'm assuming that's Tony Stark, right? But that's Tony Stark in the 90s, and then in our MCU, Tony Stark doesn't happen until 2008,
something like that,
2007, 2008. So it'll be interesting on what they do with the timeline.
It's also because I think they're going based off the cartoon.
Yeah, they're going based off the cartoon timeline, because that's why that's Spider-Man. That's Peter and Mary Jane. Oh,
that's why we got Peter and Mary Jane.
We lost Val. Oh no. Everyone's here for this, but now I feel bad.
We'll give Val a second. Also, in weekend updates, there's so much good anime coming out. First of all,
I need to watch My Hero.
My Hero?
But I'm reading. I'm ahead. I'm at the end. I'm at the end. I need to watch.
Fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Because I'm watching and just going, what the fuck happened? They pulled the kite.
Yeah, because Homegirl dies, right? And she was just like 2 episodes. I told you, but her quirk is OP.
Oh, she's a monster.
Her quirk
she's
is
an absolute demon. Also, I cannot wait because I keep seeing these trailers for the Baki and Kengan movie. That looks like it's gonna be absolutely
and also
amazing.
for My Hero, we're getting like 20-something episodes this season. I need to catch up. I need to watch the anime.
Demon Slayer.
How is it?
Woo! We got first episode is 40-something minutes long.
Okay.
It's a very like aftermath heavy, funny and light kind of, but like so much is happening.
Okay. Do you see Michael Jackson or no? You're with the Hashira and you're
with the Hashira. It's a like we started with Hashira.
Yeah, the Hashira training arc, but yeah, okay.
Then we got Kaiju number 8, which if you're not watching, do yourself a favor, go watch Kaiju number 8. It's so fucking good.
Michelle. Demon Slayer came back. You said first episodes are up?
Yeah, Demon Slayer is back. The first 2 episodes just dropped. Reincarnated the time I got reincarnated slime is back.
That's been good.
It's been so good. A lot of people were trying to like give it shit, and it's like,
when he did what he had to do, become a demon lord,
upsetting me.
He's a problem. He's an absolute demon.
He is. Oh my god!
I'm sorry, guys.
Anime got real.
This is actually the most crisp and clear you've been the entire time.
Why don't you go? Why don't you call on your? Why don't you just call on your phone then? I'm just saying, like,
the link.
Well, I mean, you can stay. Well, stay here, and then if
this is work, and this is the backup. That'll be the backup next time. If it happens one more time, I'm saying fuck this shit and throwing it all away.
All right, cool.
I'm not really throwing it away.
Okay, we're talking about anime, but we're not going to go back to. We're going to go back to X-Men.
Okay.
Okay. What did I miss?
It takes place in the 90s with all the Iron Man and
this show pointed out the Avengers in this universe ain't shit. They're just sitting back watching all this shit happen to the X-Men.
Well, in the 90s, the Avengers wasn't shit. I don't care.
Yeah,
but also they need to eventually lead up to X-Men versus Avengers, and it seems like we may get that in the cartoon.
But it just tells you how telling it was that the Avengers versus X-Men, like the Avengers are trying to tell the X-Men what to do with mutant business, but like you guys were never there. That's why that whole scene with Cyclops talking to Captain America in the comics, I would love to see that animated.
Yeah, but Rogue says a lot.
Yeah, go ahead, Val.
Oh my god, no, nothing. You're good. Rogue kind of hints at a lot of that when she meets up with Captain America. Like, oh, so you're not helping, then you don't need this shit. Then you never on anyway.
Bro, I never loved that woman more in my goddamn life.
Yo, I love her so. Oh,
it is like it's so funny. It's so funny, like how strong Rogue is. Like, essentially, like if you don't follow the comics or you don't like see her in fucking Marvel vs. Capcom, and you literally just know Rogue from the movies, and like you see regular Rogue, and she's like flying, and she's just taking names.
Oh, she's a beast. She's a beast.
Such a beast.
She's a beast.
I hope all the people who thought they knew who Rogue was based on the movie saw this shit and was like, "What the fuck?" And it's just so. She's back to who she's supposed to be, and it makes me so happy.
I also love that they are putting like proper respect on Nightcrawler because your man's was there. I dropped the meme in our group chat, but literally I said this to my boy who has done Nightcrawler cosplays. He's a huge Nightcrawler fan, and it says, "If Try Jesus Not Me was a mutant."
3 swords.
Yo, your man was like, let's do this. He was the definition of like, I'm a paladin, not a saint. I'm a this, not a saint. Like he literally was like, try Jesus not me. And it was like,
when Wolverine's like, I got 6 reasons for you guys, and Nightcrawler goes, no, you got 9, fam. That was
yo. That was such a good scene. Oh,
like seeing them fight together was everything.
I'm gonna rewatch that shit this weekend.
Because also, like most 90 kids who played any of the X-Men games, especially the Marvel vs. Capcom games, knows.
Oh well, the stuff they did with Scott was so much from the game.
Oh, absolutely!
Oh my god!
Absolutely!
Like Bo was like, "Let me just get these sprites." Okay, we're gonna do that.
I literally just want him to say, "Here's my optic blast." Like,
Just give me optic blast.
Oh my god! I would have fucking lost it.
So good.
Yeah,
sorry, we're all excited.
No, it's just so good. It's just like it is so good, and it is like the blueprint for what you want television for Marvel to be. Like
JJ's dad, he doesn't read any comic books whatsoever, and I made him watch, and he's like, "Yo, this is really fucking good." I was like, "I told you." He's like, He didn't watch the cartoon when he was a kid because where he lived, reception of Channel 5 was not happening. So, basic channels reception, we didn't, because like I didn't have 2 at all. 4, I was lucky if they came in. He didn't have 5 at all. So he never really watched the Channel 5 Saturday morning cartoons. And he's like, I need to go back and watch them. I was like, no, you don't. Just watch this snippet. It's like an hour long of one of the YouTube people I watch.
Recap. Yeah.
Yeah. I said it's an hour long recap. It tells you the 5 seasons and watch this. And he's been actually really excited. He's not one who's into comic books or any of that, but it's like, this is fucking good. And I'm like, I know, it's so great. But I'm getting everyone to watch. Everyone. I'm like, even if you don't watch cartoons,
it's so well written. Like, like if you're a comic book fan, they're literally just going, here, this is for you, the comic book fan. If you aren't a comic book fan and you literally just grew up with the cartoon, they're like, here, this is also for you. If you've never seen this before and this is your first introduction, they're like, here, this is also for you.
Or if it's like your only interaction with X-Men was the movies from the 90s, I'm sorry, please watch this.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So these are some character justices that they did. So Jubilee was done very justice in this. So like even when she was fighting Bastion, I love the translation they did from the comic to what we got on the show.
They said Bastion was trash in the comic, right? Like
I love the and well, the thing is that they were able to do such a great job. Yeah, they were able to do such a great job with him on the TV show. He just it's even when he started to power up and he took Cable's armor, his arm and all that.
Bro, and he was slapping him with his own arm.
Yes,
disrespectful.
I love this person of passion.
No, why you hitting yourself?
I love that they had him.
What? You get Gene come out the pool like, what you doing to my son? You better relax.
So I feel like they took some of this from Reservoir Dogs when they did Bastion for this TV show. When he had Magneto sitting in the chair and he was shaving him. I really felt like that. This is like some Quentin Tarantino Reservoir Dogs moment where it's like this guy. It's just he's not someone to fuck with, and then when
Theo James did a really great job in the voice acting for him, just like really good.
I want more Bastion. I was like, please bring.
I don't know if we get more Bastion. He threw himself into the gravity thing.
Yeah,
who knows?
Maybe he was thrown into another time space as well.
But I was gonna say like there's no reason why anyone is dead. You know what I mean? Like it's Marvel, it's comics. We know like there's full on like resurrections or like, oh, I was just here. I wasn't really dead or whatever the case is. Like, so it's very possible.
I mean, what's interesting too is that since we're now doing, I'm pumped for Apocalypse, and I'm pumped that we're going to get him in the past, we're getting him in the present, we're getting him in the future.
No, when they showed El Sabanur, I was like,
"Yo, I know." Look, you see the mask,
and
you see the little. I'm like, "Oh, it's El Sabanur," and then you see the pyramid, and you're like, "Oh, are they gonna bring in Kang? Like, are they gonna do it?" Because I know there's the connection to Rama Tut.
Rama Tut. It could have been that's Rama Tut's forces that they were fighting.
That's what they're saying. Yeah, and like how in the comic when the Fantastic Four fought Rama Tut in the 60s, and then when you see Rama Tut in that Apocalypse comic, it's happening at the same time. It's just so we'll see if they do it.
And it's gonna be funny too, like how they impact El Sabanur versus like with Apocalypse, like how does that affect his character going into the future? Because it's like, is this something that pertains to his past? Is this is this a variant that they're going to end up spinning off to create? Because I know, Val, you said in the comics that I believe they said Apocalypse goes to his own redemption arc. So who knows where they lead with that, with him being a character in the show.
Is it Kid Apocalypse?
Again, yeah, that's the whole question and it's just exciting to see this. The other thing too, what was it? Like you just said, the clan of Scanny and them seeing young Nathan, they're going to show the storyline where Scott and Jean raise Cable in that future.
That's the intention, and them being shot into the future.
But he doesn't know, and then Cable doesn't know that that's his. I mean, because the way Cable in the dining room when he talks to his parents, he's like, "I was raised on all these stories." Right. So
yeah, you guys did, but he says you didn't give him justice. He didn't tell them, so they didn't know. But I think he knew all along.
Oh, okay,
maybe.
I think
it's the same. I also think that dining room scene was fucking.
Oh my
great.
God, it was so good.
Like
getting a chance to say goodbye, and then
like when Scott like took off his thing and she was like, yeah, you could, and like they said, oh,
your father's eyes.
I was like, oh, why'd they do that? Oh no. That goes back to, are they going to be like, y'all don't like this movie? Multiverse it every do multiverse it every do
funny because I think what we're going to get with Deadpool is that we're going to see the Fox multiverse X-Men going through their whole thing of their universes being destroyed and all that. That's what's hinting at, because we're probably going to see a lot of the Fox properties in this. But again, they will neither deny nor confirm who's in it. I mean, I know that they said Jennifer Garner is reprising her role as Elektra, which is something they said they confirmed, but we don't know what else, but we've seen some people already in the trailers. But where this leads to, again, is Wolverine seen in Deadpool, and in this is like, again, someone who has gone through the multiverse and actually failing a couple of times of saving his multiverse. I mean, that was something established in the Fox X-Men. But
no, they don't know.
Fox still owns Elektra.
Marvel has
Fox owns nothing.
Fox only wanted sports and news. That's it.
All the Marvel stuff that Fox owned now is back on the Marvel.
It's just Sony and Universal. Hulk can't have his own movie. He just has to be an ensemble. And then Sony.
Well, I think Marvel now has.
Did they get him back?
I think Marvel now has the rights to do a solo Hulk movie.
Are you sure?
Okay. Yeah,
I think that would have been a bigger thing.
It's just because it's Hulk, but they haven't done anything. But
everyone wants World War Hulk, but they keep.
I think Hulk, because they keep
mixing and matching World War Hulk and Planet Hulk into
you looking it up?
Fucking shows.
Yeah, I believe Marvel has the respect.
If I open another window,
it was something that came out.
They own the live action television rights to the Hulk, but not the film rights. Universal owns the film rights to the Hulk, which is why there hasn't been a solo Hulk movie since the 2008's The Incredible Hulk. This is also the reason why the Hulk only appears in Marvel Cinematic Universe.
They do. No, hey, Michelle, they do. So they have. So the Fox properties were Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, X-Men. And then Sony got Spider-Man, and Sony just thinks Sony executives don't know how to make a fucking movie. And then Universal has Hulk, but Universal
they have Hulk and Namor.
But they don't care as long as they get paid. They don't give a shit. That's like
how do they have Namor if Namor was in Black Panther?
So Marvel,
because it's ensemble.
They can't have their own movies. It's just ensemble. They can Marvel can use them.
They can use
as long as they're with other characters. Like that's it. But Universal isn't going to make a Hulk movie anymore. They're not going to make a Namor movie. It's just Sony at this point is the only one who doesn't want to play ball because they think they can do it better. I
think after a certain time though, those rights that Universal has would be reverted back to Marvel if they don't make a movie. Because I believe that's what happened with Ghost Rider, Punisher, and Daredevil, that they went back to Marvel because there were certain things not made, and that's why they were able to do the TV shows.
Oh, were those Universal?
No, those were Fox.
There was something.
Well, that stipulation there, but that stipulation, the movie stipulates the same thing as with Fox and Sony. That's why they kept making all the X-Men movies. Mm-hmm. That's why they kept making the fan force stick. That's why Spider-Man has to keep. That's why Sony has to keep releasing Spider-Man movies.
Not a Spider-Man movie.
They're going to try to make a Gwen Stacy movie now.
Random fun fact: the guy who plays En Sabanor is the same voice actor who voices Isaac in Castlevania.
Oh yeah,
you know we're in for a good ride next season.
They were like, okay, we're gonna get the 2 Castlevania mains. We're gonna have one be the main villain in season 1. We're gonna have the other one be the main villain for season 2.
Essentially.
And then season 3 we get Onslaught.
But here's the thing, though: the way that they played it, because they played it off making you think Sinister was going to be the main villain. We don't know if Apocalypse is going to be that main villain because they may hide someone again in the background.
Can we talk about how Sinister got?
I think they're gonna have Apocalypse. I think they're gonna have Apocalypse.
Sinister became a bitch.
Yeah, Sinister.
And more so, oh, you look like
this. You promised him.
Gene was like, fuck out of here. I'm taking everything you ever took, bitch ass motherfucker. Yo, she was not playing. Oh, it was just.
Also, Morph is the pettiest bitch I know, and I fucking love them for it. Because what do I look like? What do I look like? And Morph was like, I got you, fam.
No, Sinister was solid in that second to last episode when he was like doing like his when he was like slithering around. I thought the animation for him when he was fighting was dope.
Yeah.
They made him look really cool. Then he got sunned by the Phoenix, but
yeah,
they made him look very cool. And then,
I mean, it's hard to not get sunned by the Phoenix. Like,
that's true.
To be fair, like
it's true.
Also,
it's true. Deus Ex Machina over there, man. The Phoenix just comes and fixes all the problems.
I want to add.
That's it.
We may have seen hints of Forge's X-Men team that he's going to recruit.
Oh, yeah, from the board, right?
Yeah. Exodus was on there, Colossus, there Havoc, so people who didn't have a yellow tag over their face, which was a throwback to Days of the Future Past. But it's like there might have been hints
I'm just
of
hoping
those
for a casting at this point. Although we did get a Dr. Doom cameo though in X-Men. The one time we saw him.
Mephisto confirmed.
I mean, Mephisto has been confirmed for. He has been confirmed.
I'm in the mood for another sandwich, Seabass. If you want to confirm this,
you can look it up. They said he was supposed to appear in Ironheart. So
I'm willing. Why?
That don't make no sense. He makes more sense showing up in fucking Daredevil than showing up anywhere else.
He's good because Ironheart's gonna mix magic and tech.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't write it.
Why?
No, but I think it was Sacha Baron that they said he was going to play.
Can we just do Daredevil, like that series that he's about to do, and then lead him to where he takes over the hand and becomes that guy?
Well, that'll be lit.
That because then you definitely get Mephisto because he absolutely runs the ones with Mephisto.
No, so what they were saying is that what Daredevil may lead into is Spider-Man 4, and Spider-Man 4 maybe the plot for it may be invasion of Civil War with Wilson Fisk with the Vigilantes versus Vigilantes, which we've already seen the hint of Mayor Wilson Fisk in Echo.
That's if Sony, actually plays ball because they just want another.
I still haven't finished Echo. I forgot about that show.
Damn.
Sorry.
Listen, Sony just wants money, and they think that they understand how to make money by doing multiverse, and it's like, no, just make a good Spider-Man movie.
What I missed?
It's just that's all they need to do. Just let Marvel make the movie. You already get 60%.
Right. Oh no! Oh, please don't let Sony do it. It's good. I just didn't finish it.
It was fun.
Yeah, Echo's good. Echo was a nice, good launch too of the Marvel imprint of them presenting. Which again, you didn't have to see Hawkeye to really know Echo's story, and they really, really made it its own standalone. But again, Wilson Fisk.
Mayor Fisk.
Oh, it's gonna be Mayor Fisk.
Because we're getting because we're getting multiversal, and because they are going into timelines and comics that are more recent. I was watching something where they explain how much of a threat Nightcrawler becomes, where he's just like, "Oh, I'm a problem now. He was a problem before."
Do you know?
Your man's actually a demon with holy armor. Like it's.
Do you know they changed his background story in recent events that Mystique is not his mom but his dad along with Destiny?
And Destiny.
Yep.
So it leads to the whole thing again.
So Mystique, while not being an Omega level mutant, her powers allow her to change her DNA to like the whatever scale minus the X gene. That's the only thing she can't reproduce, but on the like atomic level, she can change her entire DNA structure.
Gotcha.
So she was Sherlock Holmes, and I think Destiny was not Watson, but somebody else.
She pulled the Beast Girl,
essentially. But they give Nightcrawler a different story, and I was watching where they show him with a sword that was literally manifested from him because he is the embodiment of hope, and he is just like, oh, cool. I'll send the clip over. He's like, for scale, I would say like he can take out like Beyonder without hesitation.
God damn, really?
Yes.
They were just like, okay, we're gonna get rid of Azazel and we're gonna just switch it up.
Like they showed him just going sick, and like because also they showed that the X gene, while certain abilities are like, oh, I'm as fast. I'm not a mutant, but I'm someone who is as fast as light. I can move at the speed of light. The speed of thought is faster, which is why Nightcrawler is faster. So he needs to just think versus someone who needs to do and react. So he's just going, oh, I need to be there. Boom, I can do it. Combine that with a sword that basically slices through. Oh my God. I'm going to show you that clip and you guys will be like, oh, he's a problem. Man,
Nightcrawler for many years is always... Go ahead, Val.
Yeah, he's lit. No, I was just looking at the episode I never said he was IMDb. And almost every episode is like a 9 rating. The episode 5 got a 9.8 out of 10. I had read that they submitted it for contention for, I think, Emmys. Is it Emmys?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, they submitted it for the Emmys.
I wouldn't be surprised if it gets it because it's honestly so fucking good.
Remember it, bro.
Remy came in there hot, son. Remy came in there so hot.
I don't think anybody was ready for that episode.
That was the last episode I saw that I was so emotional. I was like, we have to talk about this.
That episode broke the internet, and a lot of people.
Oh, it was just so fucking good.
Hold up, so they turned Nightcrawler into Eric Cartman? How sway? No. Yes and no.
No, Nightcrawler's always been a beast of a character in the comics. Like even like I remember what was it? It was the Hellfire Club.
But that's like saying like, oh, he's been a beast in the comics and he's just mollywhopping Thanos. No, like they've never put him against like those. From what I know of him, they're not putting him like, oh, I can mollywop Thanos. That's
but that's the thing about the X-Men. It's been the evolution of their powers and how they started to learn more over the years of their power set, because each individual X-Men is a beast on their own. And with Nightcrawler, how I knew Nightcrawler was going to be a beast for many years was that when they had the whole thing of the Hellfire Club, they locked each X-Men into a specific prison that they couldn't get out of. They locked Nightcrawler in like a dark prison where, you know, he had to see where he had to teleport. What he decided to do to get out of that prison, it was like, oh, I'm just going to teleport up. And he broke out of the prison, and it was like Wolverine, Gambit for so many years, Cyclops, the Rogue being the leader and all that.
Gambit everybody is OD because he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna remove the piece of me and I'm gonna nerf myself so I'm not as powerful as I should be. That is crazy. When they were like, oh yeah, like he just removed, like he's technically an Omega level mutant.
He's about to be once he becomes a horseman, and then he has to like, nah, child, I don't want this shit.
Oh yeah,
because that's what makes him Omega level, and he's gonna give it back. He's like, nah.
Oh, and when a Rogue gets her powers healed by hope, because they ever bring Hulk in the series.
Oh, it's over. Yeah. Oh my God, because she can actually control the powers that she absorbs and able to use it whenever the fuck she wants. She no longer has to touch you to get it again. Like the evolving of what they've done with these and I think the first time we really see it is when White Queen goes into her diamond form, where when she goes into her diamond form, that's a new evolution of her own mutation. And then when they play with that and give us that in the comic books even more, where there's so many of them that can grow and evolve and learn, and it's just because when Hope and the Five Lights, we didn't know they were going to be the key to resurrection. Like, it's just so many things that I want them to put into the comic, into the show. My God.
This is why it's funny, because the Avengers have always been mid compared to the X-Men.
Unspoken can recreate his mutation in the comic. Who's Unspoken? Do I know Unspoken?
It's not one I'm thinking of right away.
The only one that comes to mind was Darwin, but obviously, because Darwin, they did not do him justice in the movies. But I mean, Darwin's he essentially escaped death because he's like, oh, I just evolve to
they
stay
fucked
alive.
Darwin in the movies.
Yeah.
For X-Men First, man, I don't even want to talk about what they did with Darwin.
What was it?
I enjoyed First Class though, just for what it was. At the time.
The Unspoken is a fictional supervillain in the Marvel Comics universe. He is the cousin of Blackgar Boltgaton.
Black Bolt.
Yeah.
I was once the king of all humans.
I'm sorry, Michelle. In humans, I'm very mad with
powers. Yeah, Darwin definitely would have went out the easy. Listen, Darwin got his head shoved in. Listen, he got his head shoved in a bowl as a kid, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna develop the ability to breathe underwater." Your man gets into a fist fight with World War Hulk, and his body just goes, "You know what? We can just keep upping this, but at a point we're just not gonna be able to do it. So we're just gonna remove you from the situation entirely because that's the best course of action." The God of Death fucking came at him, and he was like, "I'm gonna become a God of Death too. What's up?" Your man can't die.
The capability to evolve.
Yeah, for whatever situation that his body needs him to do.
And they killed him in 2.5 seconds.
He said, "Oh, this little thing, fuck out of here."
Well, that's how
I was more mad because I didn't know that at the time, and then I learned about him afterwards. I was fucking pissed.
Well, it was like they showcased his ability because he was in that X-Men team, and again, when they say Xavier ain't shit, it was in that X-Men team that was supposed to originally rescue the original X-Men, but they were left on Krakoa and they died, and that was what was Cyclops' brother Vulcan. But they were like, Darwin, that was one of the things that again, they thought he was dead, but he survived. It was him and Vulcan. The other two had died, Sway and I forget who the other one was, Terror or something like that.
It was the truth he chose to admit.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's when Vulcan went mad and killed Banshee and started just killing people. But it's funny because in X-Men 97, yes, we do get a glimpse of Vulcan. So I'm like, I wonder if we will get something with Vulcan later.
I'm sure we will. I don't think he knows yet that he's a Summers boy.
Yeah, I don't think he does either. It's again because when I say Xavier ain't shit, is because for so many years they were like Xavier messed with people's minds to erase them. Like he erased stuff that he want Moira to forget. And Moira had left a video about Xavier just to keep erasing memories. Which is like, how many times did Xavier do that? And I feel like you get a little bit of hint of that when
he's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Law, you're talking and you can't be heard. You're muted.
You're muted.
Of course I'm muted. When he went into Magneto's head, and Magneto started going like, "Whoa, don't like what are you doing?" and started remembering like, no, fuck. Like, first of all, it was not only that he like pushed the button and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this. Fuck whatever, be damned." But also the gaslighting your man did in that fucking episode.
Who? Charles?
Charles.
Yeah.
Yes.
The gaslighting. I was like, Charles, yo,
like,
you ain't shit.
No, I'm sorry,
Listen,
but it's like, yo, Charles is a bitch.
This is why. So like, this is why. Like later on,
yo, Magneto had all rights. He had all rights to do what he did.
Listen, Magneto told them, he was like, listen, y'all try this shit again, I'm coming for you. Then he got Genosha and was like, bet, hold that, give me 2 seconds. He got locked up, came out, and was like, all right, fuck this shit. Like Magneto is right, and I'm not even mad about it. Like, you can't be.
Well, I think that's funny because
I mean, he almost destroyed planet Earth. You don't stop the magnetic pulse, and that kills everyone.
He said,
only the strong will survive.
Doesn't kill anybody. Just doesn't. He tried. He was like, listen, just leave us alone. We're here for peace. Just leave us alone.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, now I'm gonna go to my new kingdom.
Yeah.
With my new woman, who I took from this other guy, and we're gonna rule this place in peace. And I don't even get a night. My man doesn't even get a night. He doesn't even.
Plus X is like, nah.
He like Basher's like, I have a plan, and the universe is like, this is a point in time that's never gonna change, and we're gonna destroy Genosha. He's like, okay, well, I gotta take my long gloves off. Take my long gloves off.
Oh man, this M hero costume look real nice, flexing the guns and shit, but gotta put on the whole red and blue, red and purple.
Yep.
Red and purple, red and purple.
M for mad.
But it's funny though, because like even in the recent iterations of the X-Men, Magneto is now a prominent member of following Scott and all that.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, because Scott has become that guy.
Magneto's character changes a lot. I think right after Onslaught, where he becomes Joseph.
Yeah.
And he gets a real, like, a retcon of everything he was in the comic.
But wasn't Joseph found out to be a clone later on?
Yeah, later on. But the character during that time, when they created that, you see a different version of him. Period. And even now, like, with Hickman's reimagining of the X-Men and how we find out Moira's a mutant, Moira's behind a whole lot of shit, right? She's able to appeal to both of them and able to get them to work together. So it definitely is really great, actually, of everything. But Magneto's a gene, period.
Yeah, I really feel the X-Men always had the better. Like, the Avengers had some great storylines. That's I won't kid it, but the X-Men, because of all, like, you couldn't, even the villains, you sat there and you kind of sympathize with them because of the stuff that they were going through. Like Graydon Creed, for example, became the bastard that he is because he was abused by his father, Victor Creed, who was the mutant we all know as Sabretooth. That is what
vice versa.
No, Graydon was the son, and Victor abused him.
You're right.
And so Graydon became the person who he is with the Friends of Humanity and all that because of his hate for his father.
To be fair, and you see, I'm mad. I'm going to use this. In Invincible, they do this where they literally turn villains to good guys because they eliminate the things that make them villains. It's like, hey, I was doing this because I needed access to this, or I had this, and they're like, okay, let's give you this and rehabilitate you essentially, and then they're like, yeah, I'm a good guy now. Like, I don't really have a source for villainy. Like, I was just in a rough spot.
But the whole thing is that the X-Men characters have been doing it for years. Look at Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. They only did what they did because they were following their father's footsteps, and then they became Avengers.
He didn't raise them.
He didn't raise them.
No, he didn't raise them, but they were part of his original Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, which was what
I'm very interested to see if they come back. I need to watch the old series.
Well, they hinted at them because if you look in,
on the boat,
show Polaris,
you see both of them and Polaris.
Yep.
I was mad that Rogue was there though. She's not one of his kids. Fuck out of here.
No. Rogue was his love interest, and that was the voice he heard, and it's like that's what connected the audience because he's like,
she need to be there.
He's like, you know what? I took it from Gambit. That's it. That's my woman.
All right, I'm gonna start wrapping this up because it's almost 11. Final thoughts on season 1 of X-Men 97. Any onworking theories of what we're expecting for next season? and then we can talk about what we're going to talk about next week. Val, go ahead.
Oh my God. I said what I felt. But so I think Tolerance's Extinction, that 3-part series was freaking amazing. I think that they gave us so much to end that series that we could speculate, because there's so many different storylines that pull into what we saw.
Right.
With them going into the future, with Scott and Jean going into the future, as well as the rest of the team going into the past, seeing Apocalypse. Bastion's not dead. I don't think he's dead. There's so much more. And then with what we saw, there's more that it leads up to. Those who know the comic books know that this event between Professor X and Magneto spawns Onslaught. And that's going to be another level of some bullshit.
Mhm.
So I am really excited to see that. And I'm hoping we get at one point maybe a Marvel vs. DC amalgam series, but we'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. See, Bass?
Well, one thing I want to say is that Spider-Man found MJ. Because for those who saw the Spider-Man series, he did see that Peter Parker was there standing next to MJ watching the TV.
Was she lost? I don't get it.
No,
Yeah,
it was how she was
how
lost.
In the Spider-Man series,
Yeah.
she got lost, and then he found out that the version that was there was not the real version. She was just some made-up water creature by Hydra.
And the show ended, right?
Yeah, and then the show ended, so we never got
really?
closing that he found. Yeah, we never got a closing that he found MJ. So I feel like this was a nod to that, where you see them both together watching the TV when things are going down.
We got a lot of cameos in that episode.
You got
Holy
Daredevil,
shit. Dazzler, not Dazzler, excuse me, Cloak and Dagger.
Yo,
There's so many.
So many
back. They were like they're part of a bigger universe. I feel, which was again that made the show fun. And that's what always made the Marvel comics fun, because you always got those cameos. That's what made Spider-Man fun, because you always saw the cameos. Again, I'm glad the show did not hold back being an animation. I'm glad that they went the route they did, because even like for those who hated the show, there was for all the wrong reasons, like for more sexuality. People, they're stupid people.
There's people who hate the show
for stupid reasons. You know how it is. But
haters gonna hate.
Yeah, haters are gonna hate. But again, a lot of people came through and said the show was one of the best well-written Marvel shows in a long time. So they didn't even equate it to as just a standalone animation. They were like, it's a well-written Marvel show, and a lot of people just, even those who didn't like some of the stuff that came out from Marvel before, they're like, no, this is really well written. We got to see a lot of our favorite characters in just their power sets, and then the animation fight scenes and quality.
Not the same.
People hate pineapple.
Yeah, it was irrational.
Actually, that's not irrational, Hugo. Pineapple don't belong on pizza.
Not the same, Hugo, and you know it.
Oh,
not the same.
That's insane.
But no, I mean, from the fight scenes, because the fight scenes were just fucking beautiful, the animation. And again, thank you for not making Jubilee fucking annoying like they did.
I mean, look, the show,
Jean
written like an actual
they had
TV
the one
show.
faint scene, so we know it was the real Jean.
The show is written like a real TV show, and that's what's so good. Unlike what they've been doing, and hopefully Marvel TV will follow in suit of what X-Men 97 did.
Yeah. I'm really excited. They have so many stories to pull from, and so many like seeds that they planted. I think they did a phenomenal job, like saying, hey, we're gonna reintroduce, not only like just say, hey, we're gonna double down on MCU animation, but just like, hey, we're gonna reintroduce the X-Men. Here you go, and we're gonna pick up right where they left off. It was amazing.
The fight scenes were so good, like. Oh, the way it evolved. Oh my God.
These motherfuckers didn't miss. In the heat of battle, they didn't miss.
So with What If and X-Men 97, I wouldn't mind them tossing Captain Carter in there for a quick like crossover episode, because I think it would be fun, nice little mix up. But other than that, I love what they're doing. I cannot wait to see Apocalypse's New Horseman when Gambit comes back as Death. Oh my!
I don't want to over speculate, but it could happen. Exactly, Michelle. An abomination.
Damn, fighting words. Just as we're leaving. Well, it's been fun. Appreciate you guys being back. It's been a long 2 weeks without you guys.
Sorry about my technical issues.
It's all good. We were able to pull it through at the end. Next week we are talking Dune 2. Make sure you guys watch.
Is that what we're
Dune
doing?
2? Yes, because it released today, Tone?
Yeah, it came out today.
Tomorrow.
So that's your homework for those of you guys playing the home game. Also watch Dune 2 so we can talk about it next week. Spoiler
Please send that to me to remind me this weekend. Thank you.
I got you. All right. That's it from us. Thanks for a great night. Take it easy, guys.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Peace.
Buena noche in 3,
Oh,
2.
We-